Kia ora. I've just come back from looking at some farms in the Waikato that are making some improvements around lakes, and on Earth Day I'm going to be in South Canterbury looking at some water storage options with our arch nemesis, or formerly arch nemesis, Federated Farmers. Hopefully we can find some common ground on small scale water storage, which is both good for the environment and economically makes sense. So have a great Earth Day, and I'll be thinking of you when I'm wandering around South Canterbury.
I'm celebrating Earth Day today because I've just moved to Manukau City, and I've been thrilled already to see how many community gardening programs there are happening around the community for ordinary people, for ordinary householders in schools. Projects which are really helping people not only to grow their own healthy food in their gardens or balconies, but also helping in terms of the social justice side of things, helping people who perhaps don't have quite enough money to live on right now. I think it's just great.
The person I want to celebrate this Earth Day is Don Chappell. Now Don was a guy who lived on Waiheke Island while I was there, and every day you'd see Don cycling from his home quite some distance away down to an area called Metiria, which for those of you who visited the island is where the ferry comes in. And Don Chappell almost single-handedly has planted a forest in what was a set of paddocks from a farm. And just by that daily activity has demonstrated that the actions of one person can make a major difference. I revisited the island really recently, and it's a fantastic resource for the people of Waiheke, but also the people of Auckland and New Zealand.
Kia ora. I'm celebrating Earth Day today after meeting with a group of wonderful young people from the UN Youth Declaration 2009 who really understood the importance of dealing with economic issues and with the environmental issues of today, who are powerful and thoughtful about the changes they want to make in their lives and to their community. That's what Earth Day is all about, our future.
Well, I'm celebrating Earth Day by enjoying taking green cabs. When I come in from the airport, when I have to take taxis, taking green cabs. And also competing with my good friend and colleague Ashley Robinson, who has a Honda Accord hybrid and I have a Toyota Prius hybrid over our relative fuel efficiencies. And then I find that I get trumped by my wife when she cycles into Christchurch each day to do her shopping. So I do my best to try to keep up with her and cycle when I can, and I invite you to cycle whenever you can too.
Hi, I'm celebrating Earth Day because some people in this country have made huge progress recently on finding a solution to toxic sites. They found a fungi which actually eats up dioxin, and although it's not perfect yet, it's an indication that after many years of living in a country with lots of contamination, we can find a cost-effective, practical way to clean up toxic sites. It's a great collaboration between tangata whenua people and scientists at Waikato University, and it's a real hope for the future that we don't have to live with long-term contamination. We can afford to clean up toxic sites.
I'm celebrating Earth Day because from now on I won't feel the odd person out when I go down to the supermarket with my renewable cloth bags, because just this week the foodstuffs chain introduced a charge on plastic bags, and that's fantastic because we won't see so many plastic bags floating around despoiling our environment as a result of much more responsibility from our supermarkets, and hopefully all of the supermarkets will take up the challenge that Foodstuffs has laid down.
Well, I'm celebrating Earth Day because there's such a resurgence of interest in gardening in New Zealand. We've got edible gardens, people gardening in their own backyards, community gardens being established around New Zealand, school gardens, and all of this interest in gardening is reconnecting people with nature and, of course, with the earth.
Well, it's Earth Day, and we know that fresh water around the planet is in trouble, and in New Zealand particularly because of runoff from farming. So I want to celebrate some time I spent yesterday with Jenny and Andrew from the Waikato, who have an intensive dairy farm where they have completely turned around the water quality of their farm. They've got a little peat lake there which 10 years ago was dead. The eels were dead, the shags were dead, the lake was silting up because of all the farm runoff. They fenced that off. It's now got native vegetation right around the edge of it in a wide strip. Cabbage trees have come up everywhere. They put silt traps in the drains, and the water now seeps through a wetland and the lake is clean. And there, digging out the salt from that salt trap that's coming off farms, finding it's full of minerals and putting it back on the farm. It's the sort of thing that if all farmers did that, we would have clean water throughout the country.